Almost there. What if we do one of these? Hello, Random Convos with Cassie. How you doing? I'm trying to get my hair under control. We should get going here in just a moment. Is that thing gonna show up? Country Fried Minis asked me, tell the people all about the ComGuard's Third Army that we're going to paint tonight. Also, tell them all about Tangia and Cloudbot. Welcome the folks, you robotic piece of garbage. Well, howdy y'all. I'm just tickled pink to welcome y'all to the stream tonight, where we're going to dive into painting the illustrious ComGuard's Third Army. Now, these folks are all about defending the inner sphere against those pesky clanners, bless their hearts. As for Tanya, it's known for a whole heap of battles in Battletech history. And don't forget Cloudbot, our trusty digital buddy, helping us keep this rodeo rolling smoothly. Now, let's rustle up some fun. Let's rustle up some fun. Alright, let's rustle up some fun. Let's do as the robot commands. Link in the description down below if you want to mess around with the Tangia. And of course we have the Cloudbot as well. McDonald's chicken biscuits. We have biscuits in the chat. We do have biscuits. We have a chicken biscuit though. We do have a chicken biscuit. There it is. Membership start at $1 a month and give you access to emojis. I'd say there's other stuff, but it's mostly a lie. Alright. I'm gonna head over to that other machine. I had a dang old brush. I had a dang old set of brushes actually. And I can't find them. I bought these makeup brushes for dry brushing. And I need to dry brush tonight. And I can't find them. Where's my acetone? Acetone's around here somewhere. Let's do this. I'm gonna click the thing. I'm gonna click that paint stream button. Hello. Seems okay. I hear music, I hear voice. latency test 1, 2. Not too bad, about a 3-second delay. Let's set this thing up and swap our headset.
I can't stand green bananas. I wait for them to get all brown and smushy so they slide down easy.
What the heck? That's our new Pangea bot there. Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another paint stream right here on Country Fried Minis, where we paint little minis. Supposedly. Every now and then, at least. Tonight we are diving in on some comm guards that are woefully behind schedule. I have mismanaged a whole bunch of time, but we are ready to roll on these and get these things done in I think we got like 9 hours to get these done. Not that I'm saying we're gonna stream for 9 hours, but that we need to set about getting them done. So I've got 13 mechs out here. I thought it was 2 level 2s, but I did the count. It's 13 mechs. We've got let's just go through them. This is here, let me make sure our preview projector is set up in a way that I can see. And let's get our focus on these fellers. Logitune focus. So we've got, this is Locust Labs Blackjack with a custom loadout to turn it into the BJ10D. It's the what's the thing called? The OmniMech version. So very fun mech, but community made arms on it. I've also got Locust Labs Avatar. It is also the D, I think. This is the one with the large laser AC-20, two sets of SRM6s. We have Kato Zilk's Hermes. Not the Hermes 2, but the original Hermes. Very accurate to the artwork, surprisingly. We have a Wyvern. This is done by Orphe, I think is the sculptor. Orphe's Wyvern, also very accurate to the artwork. We've got Locust Labs Hunchback 2C. Very nice mech. Fun sculpt. This is... Who did this one? I want to say it's Oswald's Oddities repos of the Mercury. We had to size this one down like 80% because it was way too big. This is... I cannot for the life of me remember who did this Whitworth, but we have a Whitworth. Got another Locust Labs special with the Marauder. I made this one with a pointed out front, and this is the 5M or the 3M. I can't remember which one it is, but it's accurate. The larger lasers have been swapped out for large lasers instead of PPCs, so that is replicated on the model. We have a Helios. I can't remember the sculptor here. It's one of 3 that exist. This one looked the closest to the artwork, so I went for it. We have White Rook Studios Gallo Glass. Fun sculpt. It's a little undersized. I should have upscaled it a little bit more because it's supposed to be a 75 tonner. Probably should have gone up between 5 and 10% on it. But hey, it'll do what it do. We have Matt Mason's Victor Rip. And then 2 different versions of the Guillotine. I can't remember who did this one. I can't remember the name. But the client suggested that we just go for both versions that I showed. So we have Syllogy's MWO Rip, and then this sculptor who did a really nice approximation of the Catalyst model. there's some obvious differences, and it's very, very thick, which I appreciate. I'm going to have to add one of these to my collection. So, agenda today, we are going to 5N jumper. Yes. Like that second non-syllogy. I can toss you that link, Slink, in the chat at some point, or on the Discord. It didn't cost anything. It's like Techno Art Studios or something silly like that. So agenda for this evening, we've gone ahead and primed these and hit them with our initial coating of our speed paint wash. These guys need to be dry brushed up into white. And then, so we're going to do a dry brush of white. We're going to go in with, I think we're going to go with gunmetal gray for the metallics. So we'll do gunmetal gray and then highlight them with duraluminum. Probably a Nuln Oil shade. And luckily, the client asked for Third Army, and I have a bunch of decals left over. So we're going to put Third Army decals on them as best we can. I think I have enough of the small ones if we have small everywhere, but that should be fun. So anyhow, we're gonna dig in and just work tonight. I'm probably gonna go for about 3 hours tonight, and then I'm gonna continue working afterwards. This is due, I think it's 3 a.m. my time on Fiverr. So I'm gonna go till these are done and get them done. I just primed a 300% print of the Mini Hulks Highlander I printed on my new Centauri Carbon FDM. Nice. 300%, that's a little more than 1/100th, right? Yay, Paint Dream. Hello, Mr. Another Nate. Yes, we're getting into work tonight. Getting back at it. I've had a lot of chatting about channel stuff and saving the channel and seeing what we can do to make it survive. And things are, I'm cautiously optimistic for the future. So we're going to dive in with these streams and you know, set forth with the original plan as per the what was that maintenance stream where we made the roadmap. We're already really far behind, unfortunately. The Black Knight is not done. It's nowhere near done. In the meantime, I have too many projects that are demanding my time. The bills have to be paid, so we'll get that out ASAP. And then whatever time we lose getting that done, I will strive to make up for, you know, aim to get y'all 12 videos out this year. I would like to, at least. We'll see how well it works. But I've got a bunch of footage, so I've got a few videos I could put out without needing to paint and film anything. 25 billion. That's insane. The numbers don't even have meaning anymore. 6 inches tall, I think that makes sense. I don't think I have any mechs of that scale anymore. I sold my rifleman example. I do have the Black Knight handy. Let me pull that out and put that on camera for a second. She's right, Sean. The state of it right now is looking pretty good. Still really shiny from the enamel wash. You can see it's got a bunch of crud in the crevices. We need to go back in and detail all the impact points and the lens jeweling, but really excited about this. This will be coming very soon, as per the short. If you haven't seen the little teaser short I put out last night. Alright, anyhow, we're going to dive in with a 2 flat from Princeton Art and Brush Co. And I have just cleaned the bristles out with acetone. It looks like there's still a little bit of blue in there. It's getting a little washed out, but y'all can't really see. There's a little bit of blue in the bristles, but I don't think it's going to affect it. And if it does, it's got a little bit of coolness in it. So, hello, Mr. Williams. We're going to dive in with a little bit of model color white. I'm going to skip ivory this time. Last batch of Comstar mechs I did used ivory first, and you could not tell it was on there. So I think it's wasted time, and instead we're just going to brush this in and get it looking okay. We might film a little bit of this for a short too, not really sure. But either way, I'm gonna kick back, listen to some country fried synthwave, and dry brush up some mix. Should go pretty quick. There are 13 of them, but here we're just going for a very, very gentle approach. Really, really dry brush here. Less is more, of course, when you're doing this. And I really just want to catch those raised edges. Ooh, look at all them juicy biscuits. I think I might do a massive print of the Highlander, though. It's my favorite mech. Thinking about the 12 to 14 inches tall massive paint project. Yeah, they're not too bad. Especially if you're doing FDM. You can break the parts down pretty easily. And if I recall correctly, you have a little bit of blender know-how. Like, you should be able to get in there and pull it apart, no problem. I wonder if anybody out there's got a Highlander ready to go and be broken down into pieces for ease of printing. I really lucked out with the Black Knight. White Comguard mechs always bug me in the initial phase. You feel like you fucked up the paint until you get the dry brush on it, then it pops. Yeah, you know, white is actually what sold me on working speed paints into the flow. Well, contrast colors. My very first set of painted battle mechs was our 15th Arcturine Guards. So they are basically just, you know, white mechs with tiger stripes on the shoulders. And I hit them with the, I picked up Apothecary White, tried out my first contrast paint, and I was sold. MHM model comes in 4 parts. Oh, there is that guy who does all the Sylogy mechs converted for FDM. I wonder how much effort he has done into changing those things around. I haven't actually downloaded any of them. They were posted at some point on the Country Fried Minis Discord. You know who would know? Slink would be Mr. Squarepeg. If you need any FDM centered STLs. Alright, so I'm gonna hit these boys, pick out those edges. I think what I'll do is I'll just do a gentle pass over all of them. I kind of want a bigger brush though, to tell you the truth. This little rinky-dinky thing ain't quite doing it. Could we go up to this 6, you think? I bet we could. But we're gonna need to acetone it free. So let's get a cap full of acetone and swizzle away. Unlock this. Unlock the bristles here. Mini Hulk has it as torso, legs, left arm, right arm. Legs would be the limiting factor here. Yeah. But you know, legs probably wouldn't be too bad to split apart. You know, it's worth a shot, maybe. Like, oh man, what's that?
At Melissa.904 donated a $4.20 super chat. What kind of tubes are best for farting into?
Yes. What type of tubes are the best for farting into? That'd be Nathan's paper tubes. Choose Nathan's for unparalleled resonance, with PFAS coating for forever chemical strength. Also, I don't know if you caught that, but TTS Lady read your name as Melissa. Shame. Thank you for the generous donation, Miles. Hell to the yes. 420 for the win. Though I actually don't smoke anymore. Can't really handle it. It is still a 420 friendly place. Yes, you can smoke your sweet rope all you want. what was I saying? Oh yeah, if you're on the auxiliary, the BPL auxiliary server, you might be able to reach Mr. Mini Hulk directly. Might not hurt to ask him if he'd be willing to like pre-separate the legs for you. I glued them together so I can't show you, but I broke down the Black Knight into pelvis and knee joint down. My name changed back to my username, and I can't figure out how to change it back to Miles A. I think even if you change your name back, it'll still be your like all the YouTube internal stuff will still use your @ Pretty sure it will, at least. Alright, let's try this bigger brush. We're gonna go for a 6 flat, and just see if we can't cover some more surface area per stroke. And we're gonna do a quick dip, and then we're gonna use this medium texture to unload the brush, and then we'll test it on the rough texture to see what it looks like. And then we'll dig in and just boom, give them a swipe. See, this is why I was looking for my makeup brushes. And I have no dang clue where they're at. I want more all over coverage, bigger, broader strokes. I find that the bigger brush for when you're doing all over like uncontrolled dry brushing, the bigger brush is really good because it's less apt to get in there and choke fine details. You have to go into YouTube Studio. Yeah, but like even if you change your name, does it not have you come up as your @? Or can you change your @ handle? I guess it's a 2-part question for you. I could print everything at 700%. Final mech would be like 15 inches. See, that's absurdly huge. If you did, what is it? It's 595.6% or something, and you'd get it in, what is that? 148 scale. And then you could use one of the, I don't have it handy. I bought these 12-inch hexes for pretty cheap. You get like a pack of, I think it was 5 of them for $20. It's not hard, not intuitive, and you can't use one that's already claimed. Yeah, something like that. I was just seeing what I could max out at. Oh yeah, dude, go all the way up to 135th. Would you have the biggest BattleTech at that point? I think you might. You may very well. Can only change @ handle, but I managed to get rid of the stupid number. Oh yeah, okay. I see. Ooh, I'm getting real low on white paint here. We may run out. I hope I have another one up there. I'd have to get up there and dig. I don't think we'll run out, but it might be close. Ooh, I love an ad. Enjoy the ad. Thank you, YouTube corporate. Could also just 3D print my own hex base. That's so big. That's so much. I've kind of given up on FDM printing for now myself. My machine needs the whole hot end. I need the sensor replaced, and it's not cost efficient to just buy that part, so I think I just gotta buy the whole hot end, and it's like $50 for that part or something. So I'm really thinking it might be worth it just to spend a little more and get a whole new FDM printer as soon as it's in the cards. What the heck is that?
At Melissa.904 donated a $2.69 super chat. I need to use up Google credits before they expire.
Hell yeah, thank you for the Google credits, sir. Holy moly. I can't believe they expire. That's so filthy. You're in there binging it up and they're giving you Google credits for binging it up. Wait,
That's not what it was. Sling says I pulled the trigger on the Centauri Carbon because it was like 260. Got a bigger build plate, better tech, Core XY, good upgrade of my bed slinger. Yeah, it's funny. I hate that I know the difference in Core XY and bed slinging now. I think it may be the way as well to go Core instead of slinging. Might have to do a little bit of that myself. 260 is a little steep right now for me though. All my free money goes to bills. Boo. I love bills. They're so fun. Alright, 3 down, another 10 to go. This brush was the call, too. Reminder to y'all, if you're doing a bunch of dry brushing out there, consider switching to a texture palette over any type of moisture wicking palette. This lets your whites go on without being chalky. Well, as much chalkiness as you can actually reduce. Like my brush still feels cool and moist here, despite being unloaded. So I think the idea here is to do this really gentle pass all over these boys, and then we're going to go back in and then do a second pass, but concentrate it towards the upper facing areas. Chest, head, tops of arms, top of shoulders, etc. etc. All money's going to bills too, but I got a little head, so I bought the printer. Hell yeah. Miles says, it is because credits are from the Google Opinion Rewards app. I think they last for a year, so I had like $5 expiring next month. I didn't want to lose. So instead, you lost them to Country Fried Meanies. Thank you for the generous dono either way, sir. All of that goes towards ensuring that Google pays out. YouTube doesn't actually pay out unless you make 100, or they don't pay out until you've made 100 in ad partner revenue, which can be a little annoying. Plus, it's any payout comes basically the next month. It'll be like, oh, you got a payout, and then they pay out. It's like the 23rd or something like that. 23rd, 24th. I'll tell you who doesn't delay the payouts. It's Tangia. Tangia pays out 80% on a regular schedule. I swear, just about every third stream, I get like $5 from them. I mean, it's not, money, but it's money. And it all goes back towards keeping the lights on right here on Country Fried Dogs. All right, 4 down. Let's keep rolling. Keeping it up. Trying to keep high energy here, y'all. But I tell you what, I sure am tired today. It has been a doozy. Hoping this coffee will do the trick. A little bit of go juice in my cup. Let's see. I really love this Victor sculpt. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but it's maybe one of my favorite PGI designs. It looks good. Holy moly, jeez. First off, that's insane. That's insane, Wujin. Crazy generous $50 dono from Wujin. Jeez. That will probably secure a payout from YouTube. So, my most humble thanks for that. So, what is it? It's a super sticker? super sticker. I wonder if there's a way I could pull the API and get it to get the TTS lady to say something regarding that. As it is, the bot is only set to trigger on the super chats. Wujin says you can always extend again camera, no rush. I will enable your procrastination. Oh no, you shouldn't you really shouldn't enable me. Fuck. It is pretty wild. The struggle to sit down and actually put in the work sometimes. But I think we'll be flying through at a decent clip on these, honestly. I think we can get them done in about 9 hours of work at this point. Securing the mechs, getting them printed out, the cleanup of the supports, the priming, finding the bases, that's all done. So now we just got to do the the busy work part. For Comstar, it's so simple. My method is white primer, a nice solid all over coat of Stynylrez primer. I find that Stynylrez works really well if you have to use the primer as a base tone. It's really good at that. So we hit that, and then we give them an all over with GW Apothecary White contrast paint. We really saturate them down. We do got to go back in and make sure it doesn't pile up too thick in any crevices to the point where we like lose detail, but that gray hue just works so well for Comstar. And then we go back in and we build up the edges again. We restore our white over gray with dry brushing. First an all over coat, and then we'll do a second target pass right in the middle. And then from there, what you want to do is get your metallic of choice, give it a wash, give it a highlight, and it's all in your chipping, all in your chipping work and the enamel choice. These guys get, I think it's Streaking Grime. Streaking Grime's got that perfect, like, it's like a green brown kind of yuckiness. Very, very green brown, very like muddy military machine color. And then that'll do all the heavy lifting, really. It's preparing and applying the enamel wash that really sells these things. I used to do them in the oils, but which are fine. But the oils, they just take so long to dry. They're not really super conducive towards commercial painting. But for that, I like these. The Abtelung 502. It's really good. Engine grease is a great color for it. Wujin says, what color are you going to do the cockpits? If possible, I do prefer green cockpits. I can do green cockpits. I'm fine with that. I should shoot you a message and get specifics if you have any like laser requirements. I've been doing blue for large, green for mediums, red for smalls. No real distinction between clan and inner sphere. Though my last set of clan mechs, I did use where's it at? I think it's over there. I used AK's deep green, which has like a turquoisishness to it. It worked really, really well. Tortellini in my Tum Tum. I could go for some fucking tortellini. That sounds awesome. At Solomon Sampson 747 says Comstar. Yes. Yes. It is white after all. Hell's Horses one. Yeah, exactly. That is the one. Well, blue is the high end of the light spectrum. Red is low frequency. Makes sense in its MechWarrior 5 canon. Yeah, that's kind of what's got me sold on it now. Is the MechWarrior 5. I think a lot of people kind of see those as the colors. I used to do, or at least on my own personal mechs, I do the mediums as red and the smalls as green. All right, next pass. We did go with the Kato Zilk's Mercury here. This mech is really growing on me now that I've like really looked at the artwork and seen it printed out. I should have scaled it down, I think. Maybe like 8 to 10%. I see a spot that maybe needs another pass of our Apothecary White. I see that armpit too. We can maybe compensate with a gray wash. Should be fine. Should be fine. Now here, on these more smooth surfaces, we really want a fast and gentle touch with a very unloaded brush, and what it's going to do is pick up those polygonal details on the rounded surfaces. Create a little bit of visual interest. Man, you're getting hosed at the slots there. Alright. Do a little test on our skin here. And then attack the next mech. We got 5 more of these to go. And then we can set in with some, well, I guess a gray wash first. But metallics. I think metallics are maybe my favorite part of mech painting at this point. These Vallejo metal colors, so fucking good. Single paint, single coat coverage. To be fair though, with how many manufacturers, different variants there are of lasers, you can paint them any which way. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, that you can even see them, I don't think makes a ton of sense. They would make more sense in my mind to be like high energy infrared or something. Or what's the other side of the spectrum? Ultraviolet. Let's get a little across the top of this boy here. Hit them shoulders. All right. You know, this boy's a little boxy, a little strange looking, but it's one of the better Whitworths I could find. I really wanted to do the 4th edition styled one from Crow Industries, but you don't get access to that unless you pay for the Brian Cash tier. UVs for cutting metal. Yeah, exactly. And the books are mostly invisible. We get pew-pew colors for video games, etc. Dude, you know, yeah, it is true that the video games put the lasers, but can you imagine, like, in a modern game engine, seeing, having your lasers invisible and just seeing the armor fucking slough off of your target, ablating before your eyes? That would be fucking sick. You see the flash of excited photons and the infrared glow of armor heated to its breaking point. That'd be fucking sick. Alright, let's build up Build up that white. Build it up. Pull our boy out of the gray territory. Put him firmly back in white. Finally, now I can switch out my laundry.
Salute the sun.
I'm getting messaged.
Salute the sun.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, that's sick. That's fun. That's funny. IR is for carboniferous compounds. Comstar doesn't have armies, you silly Billy. It's a neutral broadcasting company, entirely trustworthy and above board. I think this is correct. I think this is absolutely correct. All right. Next. What is this? YouTube reminding folks that I do commission painting over on fiverr.com/Thurston Studios. Check it out if you'd like custom work. It looks like someone has picked up a blind box, chat. Any suggestions?
Well, you want to woo woo? It's that woo woo.
Woo woo.
You know what I'm saying?
Some neighbors are
Bruh,
saying
bruh,
way
dude.
too loud.
That's only in the morning.
Toss some ideas
Supposed
at
to
me.
be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo woo.
It is woo wooing. It did indeed. Let's see. If you were to suddenly receive a box of unspecified painted minis, Battletech minis, what would you want to see in that box? The Slink says you got to pick the mechs. You get to pick the mechs. How many? No, my the blind box is it's guaranteed 5 models. Oh my god, I'm getting blowed up. I'm getting blowed up. Stream night. There we go. The blind box is exactly what it says. It is a blind box of painted minis, handpicked by me, sent out. Minimum 5 mechs. So usually what I do is it's going to be a lance with a tank usually. I may do a clan star if the workbench is really not super busy. I'll do 6 models, so like Comstar or Inner Sphere with 2 tanks or something. More Com Guards or Davions. Okay, yes. I could see that. Makeup says, I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, I would absolutely join you in some parking off. But tonight is a tired work night, unfortunately. Slink says Clan Spirit Cat, White and Gray, Inner Sphere, Lone Wolf, Mercs. So I'm always faced with a dilemma as the painter. I want to pick something that's not like super involved, but I also tend to want to find something that people wouldn't usually choose. Hence the blind box is getting the Pleiades Lancers that last time. you know, stuff that's fun to paint and interesting that the folks usually wouldn't do. Wrong Popcat. Are you suggesting I should add in that Popcat? I could do that. I could make that happen. It's like the Augies thing. Locust Labs, Archer, Panther, Jenner, Thunderbolt, Demolisher Tank. Oh no. If I had a way to share that right here, I would do it. Here, I could do it on my phone, I suppose. Could I show that up? Would that be... You think it's TOS? I don't think it's TOS. I think it's fine. Where were we at? We were in the theater, right? We were in the theater. Here, I'll curse you all. How far up was that? I'll find it. Don't you worry. I'll find it. We're gonna do this just the one time. There it is. Can I boost this thing to full screen? There we go. Here you guys go. Let's see, can we see that? Yeah, we can see that. You ready? Here you go. Popcat. I'm not showing it again, so there you go. Yeah, it's fucking... I don't know what it was thinking. But that... what was the original prompt? We were talking about ChatGPT making a caricature of yourself based on what it knows about you. And we got through all that, and I asked it to make me into Popcat, and that's what it did. And then a community member took the cursed image and set it through one of those AI video generators, and it's bad. Lol, slay queen. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not one little bit. All right. Two more to go. I got a little more coffee in the kitchen. Oh, look, more ads. Fuck yeah. New Locust Labs models plus some good ones. Yes. I need to fill my coffee. I could pop up and let me show you all the last set. How do I hit the BRB? Oh, it's right there. I just got to go across the room and get these, but I'm going to grab some coffee real quick. And that's in the kitchen. ADD powers activate. Coffee time. I'm so sleepy. Why am I so sleepy, y'all? Thought I'd take a second here and show off these boys from the last set that went up on eBay. How do I show my preview projector? Can we zoom in on these? Yeah, we can. So this is, so my last blind box got Hell's Horses, and when I painted them up, I did 2 sets so I could toss them on eBay. So we've got the, this is Locust Labs Trooper 2. I think it's actually supposed to be a Rifleman 2, which doesn't have a real model, but it had arms for the 2C. So we gave it, we made it a 2C. We got the Uller right here, number 37. Nice little bit of chipping up on the top. Got the Vulture. Came in alright. Very gentle little highlight on the tips there. Super simple work. Just base color, gunge wash, a little bit of chipping, and the lens jewelry. The Puma, probably my favorite. The cockpits came out really nice on that one. Number 21. Not the one that I would pilot though. Not exactly a fan of the Prime. And then we got the Thor as well. And this one's got some really nice chipping work on the knee and up on the arm here. We did a 2-layer with gray and gunmetal. Came out all right. So that's a good example of what you'd get if you ordered a blind box from me. Not necessarily in those colors or that, but to that level of quality. Consider picking one out. Locust makes the best fucking models. Yeah, no kidding. I'm definitely a shill for Locust Labs, but it's not without good reason. They're such high quality minis. Hey, welcome Unicorn Company. Long time no see. I see that you've been slinging them videos recently though. Very good to see. We're working on some Comstar tonight. Trying to bang these boys out by 3 a.m. And then, let's see, Wednesday, we're working on some Lyrans. I think I have something planned for Friday, too. Salute the Sun, says my phone. Oh, God, I opened it up and it was that fucking Popcat video again. Alright, let me close that. Did I hear you mention blind boxes? Yeah, we do. A new thing I've been doing on eBay. I do a blind box of painted mechs. I think it's a 3-week turnaround. It's the highest I could put on there, but it's a blind box of guaranteed 5 painted models, and I charge $120 for it. It's a bargain. The trick with them is I usually paint 10 models when I'm setting up the ones for the blind box, and then I'll sell the other set on eBay at the same time. Karen has no blind boxes on eBay at the moment. Oh, that is true. It is true. I should maybe relist them. I'm surprised they sold out since January. I did 5 so I didn't get overwhelmed, just in case like a whole bunch of people picked them up in December. It's I don't know, I think it's interesting. I do blind box singles as well. They're a lot cheaper. I think you pay more per model though, like 50% more even. Painted one of her Pumas. It was an absolute pleasure to paint. No shallow or meaty details. Everything's easy to get to. Plus she gives you multiple variants and lets you pose them unlike others. The Matt Mason and CGL sculpts, you get one pose. Hope you like it. Wait, none of those up on eBay either. Wait. Did you hoover them all up or something? How do I do this? Oh, fuck. I didn't see that. Okay. All right. Well, that's a lot. Ooh-wee. Looks like the paint bench is going to be going pretty hard here real fucking soon. I'll tell you what, I'll actually, I can coordinate with you on those. Even though they say explicitly it's not a, it's not a commission. Well, you guys see what's going on here. Yeah, well, I guess for that matter, keep your eye out if you're interested. If you're catching this via the algorithm after the fact and want to pick up those blind boxes, just keep an eye out for them, because there will be more eventually. I think it's a good idea. It seems like the type of thing that could potentially work even in like a game store. Imagine you show up for like BattleTech night and you're like chatting with your buddies, you're picking up your last little models as you leave or whatever, and there's a whole case of BattleTech minis ready to go, and then a little sign that says painted mech blind boxes of $120. I mean, you can see them. They're very basic quality, right? They're not super elaborate paint schemes. They're not painstakingly detailed, but they are detailed enough. Some nice chipping, weathering effects, based. All that good stuff. Synthwave stream would be interesting. Still need to give me a quote for the synthwave set. Give me a message later. Oh yeah, I can absolutely do that. Yeah, admittedly, Woojin, the last month has I had some really critically bad mental health through like the holidays, and set about into the new year with a lot of enthusiasm, and I've just bounced back from another like rebound crash, if you will. Things are looking all right though. Things are looking. I'm not saying I'm in bad mental health, but there was a bad period, and well, when you're not functioning, it's hard to work. Always take care of yourself first, man. Look, full transparency here. I've lived with mental health problems for a long time. I should be on some kind of pill, but well, my experience with the anti-brain fuckery pills have been not great. So I opt to stay what's the term for the pills? I don't use the pills. And unfortunately, it does lead to really bad chemical imbalances from time to time. There are pros and cons. Not that I'm making excuses, because excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one and they all stink. You know, just like opinions. I don't think that one works. No, you know what I'm saying? No excuses. You either do it or you don't. SSRIs can have some really nasty side effects. Yeah, I had some really bad, without like going too from the like, woe is me, I've had a fucking crazy life shit. I've had some bad side effects in my lifetime. So I stay unmedicated, and it does lead to some like not so fun times. But you know, who doesn't want to be manic happy while they're working? You know what I'm saying? It's a special type of superpower. All right, so we got our first pass of dry brushing done. So now we're going to go back through the whole set one more time. We're only an hour in. Not too bad. Hour to dry brush this up. We're going to put out some more white. And we're going to go back in with our number 2 flat again. Use this smaller one. And we're just going to we're going to do the same damn thing that we just did. Except we're going to target our attack right here. We want that focal area of our model to get a little extra love. It's a very subtle touch. It's not going to be super evident, but you'll subconsciously perceive it. So we're doing cockpit, chest, kind of the tops of the shoulders, and then a little bit of a second pass on the tops of the arms. Basically, because of this little extra bit of white here, when viewing these models after they're all said and done, it's going to pull your eye to the focal point right here. And basically the idea is, because these are solid white mechs, we want to funnel our viewer's gaze to these cockpits, where we're going to put the real effort in on the lens jeweling at the very end. I understand about the SSRIs. I'm on an SNRI for diabetic nerve pain, but it also helps with anxiety and depression. Yeah, I think the depression is probably the worst, but I don't know. I've lived with it a long, long time at this point. And, you know, trading the potential for like bad crash outs has worked all right. Since I'm not working in a way that interfaces with the public that requires me to be like present on set hours, it works. You want to funnel the gaze to the cockpit? Sounds like a good time to me. Yeah, exactly. The cockpit, where we keep all our cocks in a pit. Now I'm envisioning you have someone over your house and you're like, you want to see the cockpit? And they're like, what is that? And you go out there and it's like a hole in your backyard. It's like 10 feet deep, and you filled it with helmet cocks, the plumes from like marching band helmets. I went to 2 different high schools as a kid, and one of the ones I went to, the band uniforms had a very pronounced big white cock sticking out the top of the helmets. There were many cock jokes made. Alright, so heavy dry brush attack on the head and the chest. A little bit across the shoulders, just like a single pass or 3, and then same on the arms. Gentle on the arms. And there we go. Like, it's really not showing up on the camera, but the dry brushing here is much lighter than right here, so your gaze is naturally going to be pushed up there. The king crab doesn't have a cockpit, it has a fucking bridge. Yeah, that's fair. Isn't there a dual cockpit king crab variant? Or does it just get the command thing through quirks? I can't even remember. Let's do this. Let's do that. These arms. Do a little extra love on the head for this guy. King Crab. Krabatha. Commander Krabatha. I need to paint a king crab. I have one somewhere that I converted my main army the 15th Arcturans, my commander Jill Bay is she's Cretan nobility, Cretan nobility, who has joined the Lyrans through marriage and worked her way up in the Arcturan Guards as Commander Jill Bay. She's got a king crab. It's been converted to have it's LB10Xs instead of AC20s. It's got an MRM. I can't remember if it's a 20 or a 30. I think it's an MRM 20. And then it's got a blazer cannon in a turret, a shoulder turret. And then, of course, it's got a machine gun on either leg. So it's got a dual dong cannon. And I customized the model. I don't think I have it up here. It used to live right there, but I think it's in my case. Been meaning to get around to that. Might could do a piece of content about that. King Crab has like 6 windows. The middle 3 are for the cockpit. The ones to the left are for the kitchen, and the ones to the right are the bedroom and ensuite bathroom. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. Hope you have case carrying MG ammo. You're a wild man otherwise. You know, you're not wrong there. Although machine guns can be pretty good if you play with the TAC Ops. The TAC Ops rapid fire machine gun rule, where they deal D6 plus 1 damage, generate D6 heat, and use 3 times that roll in ammo. That's not what the Zillow listings. I feel like king crabs use naval terminology in their land ship. I could see that. I could see that. I'm fully picturing like the typical captain, like Victorian era naval captain garb. He doesn't even wear a neuro helmet at all. He's got spotters on either side, and they've got the little hats and then the striped shirts so you can see them out in the water, out in the waves. If Riker's not beside you, how are you going to know when there's a red alert after? Oh, that is fair. That's fair. Galley Pumpkinhead, that's funny. That's funny. What do I type to see my Biscuit account balance? Oh, fuck, I can't remember. It's, I think it's points, like exclamation point points, like that. Pretty sure. I really need yeah, that's it. I need a like a 20-minute looping video that every 20 minutes does a thing that runs across the bottom showing all the commands, because there's so many. Oh, I do want to point out, Wujen, that is 1,200 organically earned biscuit coins. We kind of went mad with power, tossing those out to people. So you could do like duel. Is it person then number, right? Like that. Like this. Boom, boom. I think that's how you do it. Yes, yes. And then you can spend them on fun stuff like redeem Oni Lab. You could always do some kind of small Solaris style ad encouraging everyone to gamble their biscuit coins away. Yeah, we gotta We gotta bring back the coins. The coins have maybe gotten a little lost in the weeds since we've incorporated the Tangia. I don't know. I like the idea of chat having many toys to play with. And of course, Tangia costs real money. We only play with fake money around here. I like to think that biscuit coins are actually just biscuits as well. Alright. Let's boost this boy. Man, you know, this camera has been so out of focus this whole time, but I don't think there's much detail that's been missing. It's more of a concept thing here. Alright. 5 more to go, and then we can dig in on the metallics. Some gumbus. Some gumbus? Some gumbus. I don't know about all that. Some gumbus? Speaking of bus, we got on a linguistic dive the other night. Kotex was playing, it's like the Incredible Ace Attorney or something, the one set in London, and we learned a little bit about the bus. You know, bus is a shortening of omnibus, and it actually doesn't mean anything. Excuse me, that's not accurate. Omnibus is the dative plural.
At Lord Faultier donated a $5 super chat. Some Gumbu SSY.
Some gumbussy. Some gumbussy. Some gumbussy. Oh yes, some gumbussy. Yes, thank you for the generous dono at Lord Faultier. Hope you're doing well, by the way. Hope your butt is in supreme health right now. No irony in that statement at all. Is a genuine concern. Hope your butt health is good. That goes to everybody in chat as well. Hope your butt health is fine. Nothing worse than a pain in the ass. Alright, so this one's interesting. I think we want to bring the focal point on the Marauder like here forward, like this axis where the arms are attached to. Like, I think we want the extra highlighting right here, and we'll do a double round on it. This one's
I can't
tough.
stand green bananas. I wait for them to get all brown and smushy so they slide down easy.
Yes. Yeah, we got some new Tangia voices, by the way. All Tangia voices are 15 coins, right? 15 cents. I just ate Taco Bell, so we'll see in a couple hours. No. Much love your way. Oh. What is this here? So we're gonna push the focus here as much as we can. But then I think we also want a little bit on the gun without hitting these shoulder pieces. So we're gonna just give that a little bit of love on top. Just a second pass. Very subtle touch here. And then we want these arms to get a little bit extra too. So we're gonna run right across the top of those. Popcat. It's been Nightbot doing the popcatting tonight. Let's see, I can fix that. I went in on that. Boom, like that. Okay, who's next? Let's do the Wyvern. And I'm seeing that the Wyvern needs a little bit of also needs a little bit of what's that stuff called? Contrast paint. Needs a little bit more of the apothecary white on it as well. So we'll do that next, I think. We'll hit these. We'll hit those two mechs that have the little problematic spot with a little extra gray. And then we'll be ready to move into metallics. That thing I said 16 minutes ago. Slots. So many slots. You guys are hella gambling. I do scroll back through all this.
Timberwolf?
Nah, man.
That's clan tech. That's just cheating. I don't want to lose my
Don't forget,
friends, man.
Clan Tech is cheating. And you will lose your friends for doing it.
Give me 10.
You got it. Pin coming right up.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Some gumbussy is a sticky kind of sap that flows out of a sugar gum tree. Use the sap to lube any tube and feel the rush of some gumbussy.
Oh, jeez. I dropped my manicotti under the goddamn couch.
Oh yeah. Something about a goddamn couch? All right. You know, been a while since I've done any push-ups, y'all. Been a while. Get this Helios a little bit up here, a little bit on the top of these arms. Second pass on the chest. Bam, we're good on those. I wonder if we have any more of that.
Purge the bees that emanate from the blasphemous fuss-covered tubes.
Fucking hate. That got me good.
Some gumbussy is a sticky kind of sap that flows out of a sugar gum tree. Use the sap to lube any tube and feel the rush of the some gumbussy.
Jesus Christ. The some gumbussy. Something wrong with y'all. Also, thank you for the donos. Everything on Tangia pays out 80%. So that is one of the better ways to give tips. Plus, $5 get you, what was it? It's like 33 engagements. The hell was I working on? This guy. This guy right here needs a little bit of gray. Who's that? Who's this? Not super important at the moment. Alright, it was the Hermes had a spot. Yep. And I'm pretty sure the Marauder had a small patch that needed a little bit of gray on the back of one of its arms. Yep. So let's correct that. Oh my goodness. The Babinkery. Babink. Oh, I'm going to respond to this one real quick.
slap chop this PFAS-covered tube. Paint it up and use the Force to insert it into my dark side.
Did I send him that image? I gotta send an image real quick to somebody. Sorry. Sending this thing, then I'm back to work. Download
I went to
image.
Costco this weekend, and wouldn't you know it, they had gallon-sized some gumbussy buckets for sale.
Some
I stocked up
gumbussy
just in
bucket.
case they
Jesus
sold out,
Christ.
and I wouldn't be able to buy any more some gumbussy. I love the rush of some gum on my bussy. Fun for the whole family. Ended up buying a quart for each
Jesus
of my
Christ.
grandchildren as well. I'm not a hoarder.
I swear. I swear, not not a hoarder.
Paulie,
Jesus
get my
Christ,
paint
those
in
are
a
awful.
bag. This shit has taken too long. Oof, Madon.
I stick my brushes in my mouth and forgot that I used to stir my airbrush cup. Yeah. I saw that tech file, by the way. Yes. Oh my god. I apologize. This one is this one was important, and it is resolved now. Okay, what the fuck are we doing? Who am I? We're going green. Actually, this green was used. This is what's it called? Dirty down moss. So we need to clean this, I think. So let's put away our texture palette. Since we're moving over to the metallics, we're going to take a little bit of acetone and let that sit for a second. I guess we could maybe adjust the camera a bit. So we're just going to let that, soak in, do its business. Dump it out and give this a nice little swizzle. That's pretty atrocious, actually. Do we have a better one of these we can use? I've just made a fucking mess of that. I need one that's... The problem is the dirty down moss is...
Look,
reactivates with
Christopher.
moisture. Christopher.
I don't know how to say this, but you've got bees crawling out of your asshole, and I think it affected your brain a la fungal.
Elefungal, what the fuck? BRB gonna be lurking. Yes, indeed. 25 million. All right, so we're gonna go with some Vallejo metal color gunmetal gray. Where's the actual focus, dude? Can I get this to do... Can we get it to focus? It really don't want to focus, does it? What if we hold it like this, right, y'all? Yeah. That's where we want it, I think. We're going Vallejo metal color gunmetal gray. We give this a good stir.
Tyler Booger Pants asked me, I'll usually take my used some gumbussy sap and we'll boil it down. The concentrated some gumbussy is really tasty on pancakes, if you catch my drift. Doesn't always come out the other end, but I guess that's the price you pay to feel the some gumbussy rush.
Why did he say it like that?
Well, Tyler Booger Pants, that sounds like a concoction only the most daring would try. I suppose it's akin to chasing the Technicolor yawn with a hint of magical mischief. Just make sure your pancakes. Don't start doing the hammer fight on the plate. Or we'll have to call in the Brown Jareen Brigade to restore order. Keep stirring that pot of creativity, and may your some gumbussy adventures be ever pleasant.
Some gumbussy adventures be ever pleasant. Jesus. You've unlocked something atrocious here, sir. All right. Okay, okay. If you're here, Mr. Lord Faultier, can you walk me through some Gumbussy? Break it down for me, please. Give me the whole, like, ELI 5, you know? Bam, 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 bam. If he ain't even here. He ain't even here. All right, so we get stuck in with our happy. Where's our focus? There we go. We're gonna get stuck in with some metallics, and we're just gonna real gently rub all over these lads. Okay. So the beauty of this paint is this whole one coat coverage. And the white is definitely helping. That it's over a white model, of course. But the metallics, man, these Vallejo metal colors, so fucking good. He never broke down what a some Gumbussy was, did he? Yeah, I don't understand it. I'm just picturing, like, you know, chewed gum. You know what I'm saying? Like some real gnarly looking Audi. All right. So we want to be as careful as we can to not make a mess of this, since the metallics have such good coverage. Oh my God, the messages. The messages. So many messages. Absolutely ridiculous. See if I can show this off here. So the downside of this paint, you can see how black that is it separates basically immediately. So more or less every time you come in here and dip, you need to come in and stir these up. They're meant to be shot out of an airbrush. So like all that glittery stuff pools at the bottom anyways, and then is pushed through and agitated through your airbrush next to them. Hello, Mr. Squarepeck. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. We're having some kind of night over here. Talking about some Gumbussy. I feel like that's an illegal phrase, you know what I'm saying? I think it's probably terrible, and you guys have just tricked me into saying it. So I never claimed to be a smart filler, maybe a fart smeller. Also, very good to see that you're doing well, Mr. Squarepeg. Doing good there. All right. Just going around these mechs with a little bit of metallics. Where are we sitting at? Hour and 30 in. Not too bad. I think what we can maybe do, we can possibly get these boys done with the metallics by the end of stream. Maybe hit them with the Null Oil Wash, and I will take a break after that while they dry, and then get the decals on them. Get a little decal action, then sponge chip, and prep them for come on, brain. Enamel washing. Hit them with the enamel wash. In the meantime, just going to be some very gentle strokes and metallics all over these boys. Nightbot. Reminding folks that we have a t-shirt shop. They're very overpriced. If you go to buy a t-shirt, make sure to reach out to me first, and I will give you the discount code so you can buy it at cost. All right. Where's our focal point? There we go. So I think the thinking here is to just go all over anything that looks like it's metallic with the same color. Sometimes I'll use a variety of metallics, like do the actuators one color and the guns another, but I think Comstar really shines when they are simplistic and uniform. I think it's actually the lack of standoutishness, the lack of individual personalization, I think is what makes Comstar mechs really shine. That uniform white color, that corporate sterility. All the materials are the same. Uniform. Clean, devoid of individuality. But if we buy at cost, how do you make money? I need to buy a Pitted El Pork Chop shirt before Adepticon. I think they still give me like $1 or $2 if you buy it at cost. I actually don't really care too much about making money over there. I've made like maybe $9 off of that website since the products went live. I think to me it's more about having community moments captured and available for people. You know, Country Fried Minis is not just a channel. It's a community. You know what I'm saying? So full of cum. And we all come together on the Discord. That is like getting together, not coming, just to be clear. We don't do that on the Discord and don't do that on the Discord. But if you want to join the Discord, if you're someone who's catching this via the algorithm after the fact, there's a link in the description down there. And the real stuff happens over there. Pretty much daily voice chat hangs. We have a movie night once a week or once a month. People share art tips, 3D printing, artworks, all kinds of stuff. It's a silly place full of silly people, and you could be one of those silly people for nothing, for no cost. All right, so I think we're going to try to do all actuators metallic. We're going to do vents in metallic. Any jump jet nozzles. I don't know if we're going to do any riveting in metallics. Don't know yet. If we decide to do it on one of them, we'll go back and correct it on the rest. Ooh, I have an ad. Hell yes. I love ads. Ads force me to refresh chat so I can see. Meant to ask, how would you recommend closing the missile doors on the CGL catapult hot water and then bending them or completely off and then glue them shut? That's a really good question, senor. Hold on, let me see if I have one handy. I think I may. Give me just a second. I guess I don't have one handy. I could have swore I did. Is it in this box? Are you in here? Yep, there it is. There it is. There it is. It's up in the project box. The old project box. Let's take a peek at this thing. Let's see here. How would I go about closing them? I don't think you're really going to bend them without scoring. I don't think you're going to bend them without scoring. I think you could probably come in. I don't have my knife handy. You can maybe come in the back here and cut them free. I think I would, if it was me, I'm going to come in and I'm going to score right above this hinge and cut that down and preserve that hinge. And then I'm going to come in here and get it as close as I can to here. And I'm going to come in both sides, try to make that cut kind of come down at the angle here. Yeah, I'd pop this completely free and then glue it down. Now, the question is, does it actually fit? Does it actually fit? Can we measure that? Let's start at the one mark here so we can see. Let's start right here. That is, what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 10 millimeters. Is this the same height down here? Yeah, I think it is. It looks the same size. So if it was me, I'd remove it. I'd cut it free. Ciao. Hey, bud, I'm off to bed. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Yes, have a good one, senor. Thank you for stopping by. What up, duder? What's up, Mr. Grimm? Hope you're doing well. 96% done on the mini. Yes. I'm fighting the tiredness myself. I've been tired all damn day for some reason. Since I got up. But the shall continue. Let's hit another pass of our metallics. I wonder if this metallics is too dried out. It might be. Clean our brush real quick. Let's see. Yeah, that looks a little dried out. We're going to give this a nice shake. Now, one thing you got to watch out with this paint is it wants to get paint all over your fingies, and that can be devastating to your model work. So be aware. Be aware when you're working on this stuff. Grim says, I'm stuck in Wyoming right now in the actual bumfucking nowhere for work. Surprised they even had the service to catch this stream. Well, fret not. You may lose your connection yet. Doing a little work on some Comstar mix. Laying down some metallics. Some nice mindless busy work. Progress. I had planned on doing these, taking the rest of the evening to work on these and get them done by 3 a.m. So I may take advantage of the green light to procrastinate and do another stream tomorrow. I was going to do TTRPG Tuesday tomorrow and bring it back. But that would actually just be more compiling, going through the module and compiling what we need. What do y'all think? What was that? Chat just like moved way down for me for some reason. Was that a refresh from... What the hell was that? I don't know. YouTube likes to break after it runs an ad. All right. Metallics on the vents. All these heat sink openings give them that metallic love. And we chose a nice dark metallic here that's still super shiny to complement our white. This is Gunmetal Gray by Leo Metal Color. We're using a pretty big brush. We're using a 2 round, and I chose this one because it's got a nice sharp tip and a fat belly, so it holds a fair amount of paint. And we're just going to really gently squeeze it where it needs to go. Doing as best we can to not hit the sides. If you spill it out a little bit, it's fine. You can either clean it up or, you know, hopefully it's a minor flub that you can just ignore. You can often bury little spillovers in the weathering later. Alright, so let's do same on the front here. Gonna be really careful. See, I got a little bit of spillover there, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I bet you we lose that in our sponge chipping. That's not to say we're gonna intentionally be sloppy. but we do want to be forgiving if we make little mistakes. They're part of the work. They don't have to be perfect. All right, so we're not going to paint those vents, but I do want to paint these little like actuator plug-ins here. You know those like screw head looking things? I think need to be silver. They're just demanding it. Now, do we want this thing? I think we do. I think the back of this weapon has like a band here around this like metal thing. And we're gonna make that thing stand out. Get a little contrast between the two parts. Now remember Tuck talking about kind of having an idea about what you're gonna paint metallic beforehand? And I used to subscribe to that, but now I'm more of the mind that I think the model will generally tell you what it wants to have metallic as you're working. I think I want to do these little hinges right here. Bam. Those want to be metallic. We get the gun barrels there, so now we got to do the gun barrels on top. These guys want to be silver. And as you can see down here, we're stirring every time we dip. Fighting the metal color. Just working our way around this happy little lad. I really need to work one of these into my collection. I really should have wrote down who made it. I could tell you, but I can't remember. And it wasn't called the Helios, it was called something else. Definitely cognizant of naming conventions. Protecting the IP theft. The house has cut you off? Wait, what? Like actually? Like no more beers? I don't see any indication of that. What do you mean? Are you saying go home, you're drunk? Alright, so we're going to give this one more visual look. We've got the arms and the leg connections. We've got the like actuator caps on the knees and the ankles. We've got the heat sinks. We've got the guns. I think that's all we need to worry about on this lad. On to the next one. Let's do this blackjack. Do the blackjack. Let's get these cannons first. Start with the cannons. Bring out the cannons. Rub them down. Work fast where we can. Be gentle and precise where it needs to be. It's worth remembering that this stuff wants to flow like a speed paint, so it's generally a good idea to offload the majority of it onto a safe area and then work to the tight corners before you cut it in. Ooh, yeah, love that one coat coverage, so unheard of in metallics. It's like working with an alcohol paint almost. No more gambling. The stream has decided I have a problem. So, you know, the as far as YouTube is concerned, that's all interaction. I'm gonna gamble 12,000. Isn't it just rolling a 100-sided die? Yep, it sure is. All right, continue almost. Let's hit it. I'm sitting here thinking whether or not this bit in between should be metallic or not. And I think it maybe should. So we're just going to do that. That's going to hold on to our Nuln oil wash later, the NULN oil. Going to rub it down. All right. Same deal. Heavy coverage where it's safe. Slow it down where we want to cut it in. Usually towards the end of the brush. Towards the end of the brush load, I should say. Alright, now we got a few more bits on this arm, so we're going to do the little grab handles right here. I'm going to use the side of the tip, being real gentle with it. Same, you're going to flip it over, do the same here. This guy, same way. We're going to hit the side of the tip, swipe it down the side. Come back to the other side of the tip, across the detail. And that's the single coat coverage is really important. And we don't have to go back in and risk hitting sections that don't need paint on them. All right, so now I want to get that ball joint metallic as well. And this is where a sharp tip is really important. We need to get in there with a clean tip that's not frayed. Gently set it in and pull exactly where we need it. Same here. Wipe off the excess. Figure out what we're doing. Thread it in there. Gently rub it across with precision. And there we go. His arm socket is now nice and metallic. And it's such a small detail, but like it really makes it pop. Creates that definition. A little bit of time spent being bold gives you a bold result in the end. You know, I think that's what's important. Wasn't the name of that Brent and Casey dudes podcast, Paint Bravely? I think that's what you gotta do. Paint bravely. Alright. Boom, close that, pop this up. Skip. Now, our paint's getting a little dry. Whenever it gets down at this point, like, it's still usable, but it's starting to get that, like, that thick gel-like quality. I don't want that. In fact, it looks like there's an acrylic booger in it. So let's just get back on our paint, give it a nice shake. And we're gonna drop more right back on top. And you see, we're covered in paint again. Just need to be super cognizant of that, because the shit is going to make a mess on your model. Where are you sitting at now? It's like, that's 13 trillion? Right? 13 trillion? 3 zeros, 3 zeros, 3 zeros. Yeah, right? Or is it 1.3 trillion? I can't tell. It's too many numbers to count because it doesn't have the fucking commas. So, 1,000, million, billion, 1.3 trillion. That's insane. That's insane. You were down to 0 twice. This man was completely destitute in biscuit coins. And now has more than what the rest of us combined. I could check it. I could check it. You know what? This guy, we need to remove that little, there's a little piece of a support scar right here. Let's pull that off. I think we got it. Where was that brush? Here we go. All right, continue almost. Stir the paint, wipe off the excess, apply the thickest area away from sensitive details, and then we're going to come in and we're going to cut in our color with the mostly unloaded brush. Push it as close as we can. I think that's kind of the trick with your growth as a painter, is how well can you push that paint to the join point, to the join point between the two mated surfaces, right? So like here, where the panel joins to the metal. Can you get it all the way up to and touching the white without spilling? I think every time you attempt to push that boundary, you get a little better at it. Alright, so that's the big gun. Now let's do the little gun. Same deal. Apply most of the paint far away from the connection point and come in and be very gentle. Oh, I got a little spill over there. I think it's going to be fine though. That'll probably go away with the wash and the chipping. Alright, continue almost. Same deal. Lots of repetition here. I actually see that we need some gray on this feller. I'm tempted to do it right now while I'm thinking about it. I suppose I could write it down. Do I have a piece of paper handy? How about this one? What is this one? Get one of these. Get a new sheet here. Do I have a pen handy? I have a pencil. Alright. Things to fix. Things to fix. Small patch of apothecary white. Where was that? Inside, underside of black jack. Left arm. Left arm. Okay. Set that off to the side somewhere. Right there is fine. Ooh yeah, ads. Fuck yeah. I love a good ad. Love a good ad. Alright. Continuing. We're gonna do the back end of this weapon. And we have these like a ton of vents on it. I think on these round ones here, we're gonna just coat the whole thing instead of just the inside, but on all the square ones, I think I want to limit the silver to the slats themselves, to the vents, rather than the border. So like, gonna remove the excess from the brush, and we're gonna get in here and be real gentle and coat just the vent material. Keep that nice white border. We got a little bit here too that I want to try to very gently coat. I think our brush is starting to fail a little bit though. Hopefully it holds up through at least half of these necks. I've got more paint brushes, but I would really hate to bust out a new set. Before we're like done with the step, you know. Alright, that guy's done. Same over here, only we've got two vents. So we're gonna rub them down. And then once the brush is like half unloaded, we'll cut in the close sections. This needs some, this needs a little gray too right here. Let's add that to the list. Small patch, underside, back of blackjack, right arm. This way, once I'm done doing the metallics, I can look over that list and just correct everything on it without having to think too hard or look too hard. All right. So, continuing the cut in right there, and now we'll go back to this other one. So, we're going to start putting the lion's share of the paint on top where we don't have any risk of spilling it. And now that it's like mostly unloaded, we're going to come in real carefully and do our cut as close to that seam as we can manage. Yeah. I see a little bit down here that needs a closer cut. And it's funny where, so the one coat coverage properties of this paint makes this go quickly even though we're going slowly. Like I don't have to go back in and do it again. And now here we're going to do, we want all our handles, our lift handles, our hoist attachments. We want these round things. Who the fuck knows what they are, but they look like some kind of metal cap. So we're going to come in and we're going to rub them down. Tell y'all, I am actually fading the coffee is not helping. See how far we can push it though. We're only 2 hours in. You said Popcat? I'm getting in on that too.
Yeah. But you do work out. I do.
Do I work
Give me
out?
10. Okay.
I guess I do.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Okay. A little bit of pushing. A little bit pushing. You say some days do beat EBD. God damn it. I missed the button to press the skip on the ad, and now they fed me a 30-second one. Fuckers. So, day before yesterday, I did not sleep and was up for basically 2 days, and then thanks insomnia, and then finally went to sleep early, but for some reason my body decided to just sleep 8 hours instead of actually sleep enough. So yeah, I'm feeling that. I love insomnia. It's cool stuff. What is going to be the replacement for Discord now? They're going to require IDs? Are they actually going to require IDs? I don't think there is a replacement, honestly. I think they're just going to tank themselves for a certain amount of their user base, and I think a lot of people will adapt and just give the IDs. Honestly, I don't think there is a replacement. And I think it's really funny that the tone deafness on these efforts to like push IDs on people to do identification, because I don't think it's actually addressing the issues. I've noticed several times where folks will like get reported for some stuff on Discord, and then Discord doesn't actually like ban them. They'll like reverse the bans. So I think a lot of the problem that they're trying to address, like with illegal activities and like things that are harmful to minors and all that, I think it's a moderation problem more so than a prove who you are problem. And this whole deal with IDs is to placate the lawmakers who are trying to supposedly do something. Require ID or some kind of face scan that estimates age. I wonder, I can't see that rolling out in the US. honestly, I'm not opposed to it. So I happened to see some of the shit my niece was getting access to on Discord several years ago, and I raised the point with my parents. I don't know whatever came of it, but like, if that was my kid seeing what they were seeing, I definitely would have highly restricted their access to the internet based on that. So is it a bad thing to keep minors off of spaces where there are people predating on minors? Rollout starting March this year in the US. If you don't do it, Discord automatically assumes you're a teenager. I mean, it's ham-fisted and it's extreme, but like, you know, I've already linked my Discord to so much stuff. I don't mind giving them my ID. And I think it's, you know, for people to disappear off of it, like in rebellion to that, I think that's like, I don't know. I can see where people would be coming from to take a principled stance, but I gotta show my ID to go into the sex store and buy fucking pornography, you know? Yeah, interesting point. I hadn't heard anything about that. I heard about their whole thing with the Patreon and the app with the Apple Store, but haven't heard any news about Discord. I don't like the idea that they're like gonna integrate AI bullshit. I think that's terrible. I guess I'm in a weird camp myself. Like, I can see I can see the whole not wanting minors to be on social media thing. I think it's really fucking dangerous as far as like being a young person in this world right now. Like, yeah, imagine, if you will, high school age students, you know, in the locker rooms with fucking cell phone cams, right? Like, there's a whole lot of potential fucking evil happening without much regulation. I'm that weird generation, though, that like, I got my first cell phone, I want to say junior year of high school. And then it was like, you know, a dumb phone back then. In Alabama, they made a law that if your kids smell a weed, the parents get arrested. That's maybe a little extreme. That's actually crazy. Kids are gonna do stuff like that, you know. I smoked weed as a teenager. Fuck, I drank a lot as a teenager, right? And that involved adults procuring it for me. That's fucking crazy. I Arresting the parents if the kids smell a weed. I could see that being very abused. Very fucking abused. Holy shit. Absolute bonkers. Going straight to hell. Society is collapsing all around us. Judicial overreach everywhere. Fucking bonkers. That whole it's parents getting arrested over your kids smelling like weed. God damn, that's gonna create so much fucking helicopter parenting, dude. That's insane. I smoked a lot of weed as a teenager, and none of it was my parents' fault. Not a fucking moment of it. That's fucking bonkers. Shit, this is back in Tennessee too, where at the time, I don't know what it's like now. I've lived here since '09, but 7.1 grams of possession was like felony amount. And like, who doesn't pick up a fucking half ounce for themselves, you know? That's crazy. Anyhow, gonna have to hit the hay. Don't work too late. Again, no rush, my dude. Yeah, I'll probably hit you up with an extension, and then we'll stream this again tomorrow or Wednesday. I think I'm gonna end this stream and pass the hell out myself. I'm so tired. Thank you for the freedom, Senor. Thank you for the generosity as well. Ooh, yeah. All right. Fuck. Tell me this is only the second model with metallics. Definitely taking longer than I expected. Looking at what, like 15 minutes per, 12 to 15 minutes per to do the metallics. So we're in for, what was that, 11 more of these? Another like 2 hours of doing metallics. So I think for that, I don't actually have much more entertaining stuff to go for the stream other than more of the same here. So, with that being said, I think I maybe need to do the rest of these boys off camera and get them ready for some more work. Let's go ahead and kick the ball down the road, and I'm going to change up the Wednesday stream to finishing these. We're going to finish these on Wednesday, So that'll give me tomorrow to work on these and get them to like a final state. And we'll come back in on the Wednesday stream and do the fun stuff. Do the jeweling, work on the bases, and then we'll have these out the door Wednesday night for the client, in the mail by Thursday. So tomorrow we will do TTRPG Tuesday. If you want to come through and recap with us what we need to gather for the Keep on the Borderlands. Wednesday will be a return to these. Thursday, I don't know if we're streaming on Thursday. We might. And then Friday, we've got some Stones Defenders for another client to start in on. So, ton of painting. Keep an eye out for all kinds of fun stuff. We got the Big Black Knight as well. He is still being worked on. It is being worked on. It just, 3 months behind schedule. That's all. So this will come out soon. Keep an eye out on the shorts feed. We're gonna have a return to daily drops. $11 at 15 minutes. You're looking at like 2 hours and 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Not too bad, but what am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit here and fight being tired and look for something to say while I paint the same thing for two and a half hours. Unicorn Company says, imagine if your kid goes to Alabama for some reason with some friends during spring break, gets arrested for weed, then they try to extradite you from state. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I remember getting pulled over. I think it was Alabama. I was on with some other fucking delinquents. And I was driving and got pulled over. Luckily they let me go. But they were going to try to charge me with, what was the charge? I can't remember. They were saying the possession age for tobacco was 19 there, and I was 18 at the time. So like, there's some weird inconsistencies from state to state. So yeah, I can definitely imagine. Going a state over and getting high with my friends and then getting my parents arrested. Fucking nonsense. Silly. Just legalize weed already. Jesus Christ. The whole like hoops that people are jumping through to make fucking CBD containing hemp legal and like the fucking alternative nonsense. Silly. Yes, Unicorn Company, thank you. I will try to have a good night. I'm gonna make a short and then I'm gonna go to fucking bed at this point. I'm so tired. So thank y'all for stopping through and checking out what's going on. We're gonna have a return to streaming here on the channel. Lots of fun mechs planned. We got some fun videos planned. Gear up for a year of shenanigans. Anyhow, lots of love. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Anyhow, that's all I got. I'm tired. Good. Bye. This stream has been brought to you by Nathan's PFAS coated paper tubes. Choose Nathan's for the best in resonance. Treats the bees. Now with PFAS coating for supreme slickness. Enjoy Nathan's, the best paper tubes for farting into.